Welcome to our podcasts, Wise Black Nanas, Life Coaching Between the Dash. Hey, what do you do when it feels like life has thrown you a few too many challenges, knocked you down, in the bed, hard to talk about even with your best friend challenges, and it feels like the challenges are winning? Wouldn't it be nice to hear from your Nana? Or a stand-in Wise Black Nana? Well, they are Wise Black Nanas, Charlotte Walker, PhD, and Joanne Early, MS, two mature women with over 70 plus years of combined coaching and mentoring, professional human resources, and business experience. The wonderful news is, these Wise Black Nanas are still living and learning about this amazing life, about resilience and grit, gratitude and appreciation, and the extraordinary power of love and friendships, being positive and supportive, and learning from others. Welcome to Wise Black Nanas. Let's listen in.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Joanne Early, one half of Wise Black Nanas, and we talk about our views, our life experiences, and issues that we've lived and are presently living. Our Dr. Charlotte is still recuperating. Please continue to send her your healing thoughts and prayers. I thank you so much. We thank you so much for that. So this episode number 14, is about being grateful. We really don't have to wait until Thanksgiving to show our appreciation, our gratitude, and just to be thankful. Sometimes it is just great to stop. Just stop and look around. Look out the window, but look out from within you. We live so much in ourselves today. Be mindful. Just stay, if you can, in the right moment, in the right time, in the right now, in the present moment. As you think about being grateful, who are you grateful for? And what are you so grateful for? When we're grateful and show gratitude, we're giving thanks. We're acknowledging the wonderful things that abound in our lives. It's widely reported on and believed that being actively grateful helps us experience more positivity, we feel healthier, and we feel more alive. When we decide to show gratitude, and in doing so, we have the opportunity for ourselves to create a happier, more positive me, us, you. I smiled a lot and got that kind of warm, fuzzy feeling in my stomach as I was working on this episode. It made me feel happy because I'm reflecting on so many positive things, thinking so many positive things about people, about individuals as I prepared for this show. Just feeling more thankful. It warms me up inside. What a wonderful time to take a minute, think, and to just say out loud, I am so grateful for. And then this is one where you can fill in the blank. You can change it. You can say it out aloud. You can say it to yourself, or you can write it down. But just keep going, thinking about all the people, all the individuals, all the things that you're grateful for. You know what? Gosh, I hope you just get worn out because so many things come to mind and that your list is so long that you just run out of paper or you fill up your journal. If you are, someone that journals. I've never been successful at maintaining a journal, but I know that it helps a lot of folks. And I'm just saying, if you are a journal person, use your journal. So I think for me, for gratitude to be the most effective, we should focus it on, a person or an individual instead of, talking generally or noting some ranging category. I'm not saying that we're not grateful for the sun coming up and the moon shining and the ocean. I'm real grateful for the ocean. I'm not saying that those aren't things that you can't be grateful for. However, if you can, make it a little more specific. It tends to serve uh, as more inspirational and as more important. And there are just so many things that we can be grateful for. This could be a person that changed your life, inspired you in some way that is important to you or to someone that is important to you. It could be a great neighbor who brought your mail to you, or maybe put your garbage cans in the gate for you. Be specific, be personal if you can, and really mean it. You don't have to compare your list with anybody else's. This is of your making, of your doing. And think about, why'd you make that choice? Why was that important to you at the time? So again, I just want to say that being grateful does not mean that you have to include the broadest of every category that you could possibly think of. And it doesn't always have to be big, huge things, because sometimes it's the small things that mean the most to you in that particular moment. Like, hey, brought those garbage cans in for me when I really didn't feel like doing it. So again, think small, doesn't always have to be big. We live in a world where there are so many complaints, so many people complaining about everything. And I admit, there are times that I certainly am right there with them on that bandwagon, complaining about my share of this, that, or the other. But you know what? I know for me, complaining just wears me the heck out. Complaining depresses me and it bores everybody else. When you complain to somebody, notice, their presence. Notice what happens to them. They don't want to hear it. They really don't want to hear your complaints, or they might tune in for a while, but usually it really does you no good, and it does the individuals you're talking to no good. And does it really solve any problems? Not really. When you really think about it, if you're honest with yourself, it really doesn't solve anything. So rather, I think I'm going to give thanks. Instead of complaining, I'm going to think about all the blessings, all the things I already possess. I'm not going to focus on any regret or what I do not have, what I have not seen, what I have not accomplished. In other words, I'm not going to focus on any of that not stuff. Notice I didn't say stop. Don't stop pursuing your goals, your ideas, or your desires with everything you've got. I'm just asking you to focus on the good things, focus on the things that are already good and working for you. Another thought is count your blessings. We've all heard that before. Count your blessings. It's just a way of taking inventory, kind of taking stock of our lives. But think about how easy it is to take our blessings for granted. Years ago, I was in a relationship with, really nice guy. The relationship had become comfortable and fairly easy. We toyed with the idea of future plans. We just never made that move, neither one of us. You know the reasons. I'm too busy at work, got too much going on for my family, and we got plenty of time. Nobody's really in a hurry. I want to do this one more thing. I really just, we got plenty of time. Just enjoying life. This guy really had a job that he really liked. He recently bought a condo. Everything was good. I think he was okay with the relationship. Life was good. In fact, he used to say on a regular basis that he had all he ever needed, that he felt so blessed, and that if he passed away today, he'd have no regrets because, he had all he needed and he was satisfied. The only thing that he'd like is just to have enough time to just thank and appreciate, all those people in his life and be grateful, truly grateful for all the things that he did have. One tragic night, he was involved in a terrible accident on one of our busiest, craziest freeways in the Bay Area. I got that terrible call to come immediately to the emergency room, and I knew it was where all the trauma victims were taken. I was listed as his emergency contact. When I got over to the emergency room and got to where, he was and was able to get an idea of what was happening from the California Highway Patrol, no less, I learned that he'd been in the accident and that he was paralyzed. And I can't even, begin to go through all of the things that happened and all of the things that we all went through with him during this ordeal. So gradually he regained some control of his upper body, but he remained paralyzed from the waist down. So as a result of the accident, he became a paraplegic. He left home one night and he did not return to his home for over 4 months later, as he had remained in the hospital and had eventually had gone to a rehabilitation center. So after his return home, over time, working with him, spending lots of time with him, he just became bitter, withdrawn, and refused to accept his current state at that time. He became more and more dependent on alcohol and pain medication. He refused to focus on his capability, which was his upper body strength. He still had the command of his mind. He could read, he could see, he could converse with you. He had a very accommodating employer, supportive family who happened to live at a distance, but they were very, very supportive. He just gave up. He just gave up on life and couldn't see that he had much to live for. He chose bitterness and resentment due to his condition over gratitude for his capabilities and blessings. He chose not to acknowledge and be grateful for the many people that came to his aid that wanted to help him regain his life. While his heart was devastated by the tragic accident and what happened after, I kind of watched as he refused really kind of the medicine or the goodness of gratitude for all the things he did still have and had control over. There are so many things for which I'm grateful, even in the throes of tragedy and misfortune, even at my highest points of grief. What keeps me able to move forward, is just being grateful for what are all of the things that I do have. I am just so grateful that I have the capacity within me to forgive, to give people their flowers while they can still see and smell them. So here are just a few things, about 5 or so things, for which I am so grateful for. There are many others. I have lots and lots and lots, and these are in no particular order of importance. But I thought I'd share those things with you during this episode and also tell you why I feel the way that I feel. I am so grateful for my friends. I think the main focus or meaning or the business of friendship is to sustain and make bearable each other's burdens. Again, I think the main meaning of friendship is to sustain and make bearable each other's burdens. So I have a circle of very close friends that I have had for many, many years, and we affectionately refer to ourselves as the BBB. These sisters really own the BBB. We started calling ourselves the BBB, after our annual retreats centered in and around Bodega Bay And Bodega Bay is a beautiful coastal California area. It's just beautiful hills, and you drop off, and the ocean just goes on and on forever. It's just really beautiful, beautiful area. So we'd have retreats in that area where there was luxury accommodations, great food, wine. As I mentioned before, the ocean views was just a requirement for any place that we decided to rent for that next retreat. I tell you, sometimes when it looks like and feels like the world has disappeared or is falling in on you, it is great to have a group of friends like these women. As these women show up over and over again, they are supportive, loving, and always mindful. We are always mindful of how blessed we are to have each other. Oh my God, do we ever laugh a lot? We still do, especially at how our conversations have changed and matured, over the years as we've matured. We used to talk about steamy relationships, kids, work, travel adventures, wonderful places over the world to see, wine. Our conversations today are more about doctor appointments and medications, this or that ailment. We still talk, though, a lot about politics, travel adventures, latest books and movies, and of course, social commentary. And it doesn't matter whether we haven't been together as a group, whether it's in person or over Zoom, whether we haven't talked in 2 weeks or 2 years. Our conversations don't miss a beat. I can't picture my life without the BBB in it. I'm also grateful for my sorority friends and sisters. While it's a different kind of friendship, I am so appreciative for the sisterhood that allows me an opportunity, to be part of something that's much bigger than myself. Through my chapter and through my sorority, I can reach back and help others. I can volunteer and be of service in our community on a much larger scale than I would ever be able to do on my own. Through volunteering, through making sure that we offer scholarships to young people. Another thing I'm so grateful for. Now, these are people, but I am so grateful for books. They're like friends to me. You know what? Always there. Books never sleep or get tired. Books open my mind with inspiration. They allow me to travel to faraway places, meet exotic people, interact with cultures. Well, I don't really interact, but I read about them, cultures, art, foods, clothing. I understand the nuances of foreign languages. I meet wonderful people who enrich my life and open me up to wide open possibilities. I get a chance to explore spirituality, differences, and similarities in ways I never would have thought of doing. Books are my best loves of all time. I can be beautiful, I can be sexy, I can open my heart, I can cry and laugh out loud. I think better than any boyfriend or any love relationship I've ever had because books don't quit you. They don't cheat on you or leave you. Just saying, guys, not that I don't still love you. You just got a lot of competition here. In thinking about books, I'm grateful to the authors of those books for sharing their, amazing insight, creativity, just perseverance as they create those unforgettable characters and masterpieces that I know have influenced and changed my life. Oh my goodness, I don't know where I'd be without Maya and Tony, James, Louise Penny, Isabel Allende, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Langston, Bell Hooks, Wilkerson, Richard Wright, and Zora, Barbara Kinsolver, Sadie Smith, Walter Mosley. Oh my gosh, just I could go on and on and on and on and on. Just a few of my favorites. And I don't think that I could exist without all those foreign mysteries and thrillers. Or sometimes it's just a throwaway, wonderful summer read that I pick up at the library for just pure entertainment, or for one of those brief take me away and drop me in a completely different place moments, if but for a moment. So books, you are near and dear to this person's heart. Gosh, I'm so grateful for my family. Oh goodness, they do test me and challenge me, but they also support me. As I reach each new decade, I do try to slip into old age I should say older age from time to time, but they won't let me. I'm so grateful for my brother, the retired Marine, who is really the rock of our family. He shows every young man in our family, and even those not in our family, how to be a man with dignity, with love, and with courage. How to be a brother, how to be a loving husband to his wife, and a dear friend. He might cuss you out, but then he'll give you the he'll turn around and give you the greatest hug ever. I'm so grateful for my grandchildren who listen to their wise black nana and bring joy every day as I see them with their spouses, interact with their families, their children, and their friends. They are young people that I am so proud of and so thankful, that I'm able to be an active part of their lives. I'm grateful that I've been given that gift and that opportunity. And I'm so thankful that they see the value in carrying on our family's history and our stories. I'm sure one of these days they're going to be writing or at least talking about me. I'm sure of that. I'm so grateful for the small things. And this is truly where you can run out of paper if you're journaling. Heck, I'm grateful for chocolate because it really does sustain me in a lot of ways. I'm grateful for my old car, my laptop, air conditioning in this very, very hot summer, my home. I'm grateful for Korean dramas, which I dearly love to watch. I'm grateful for travel and having been able to see some of the most memorable places in the world. And I'm also grateful for just a random hug from Mahalia. I'm so grateful for wise black nanas and grateful, so grateful for the two individuals that helped make it possible, not help make it possible, but made it possible. My founding co-collaborator, Dr. Charla, I can't wait for her to be back on the program. I can't wait. Come on back. I'm grateful for her vision and her courage and strength. And she is without a doubt an example of a sister who goes the distance and then some. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for our wonderful producer and our editor, Michelle, for her early support and belief in Wise Black Nanas. And she just helped us bring this podcast to life. There was just not anything that we put out there that she didn't say, hey, we could try that. Let me research that. I think we could do that. And I'm so thankful for that. Because this whole idea of Wise Black Nanas as a podcast, kind of started as a conversation over lunch. You probably heard this story if you've listened to some of our earlier episodes. It's something that we tossed out and we kept saying, maybe, what do you think? You think we could do it? And I tell you, Dr. Charlotte urged this process on. She never once lost faith that we could not do it. And we did. And we are. And our listeners, our faithful listeners who provide us with feedback, suggestions, and comments of support. My Everyone doesn't get this opportunity or doesn't make this opportunity. And I'm so grateful that we made this opportunity come true. And we get a chance to share our thoughts, our feelings, our life and talk about a lot of things and just have this wonderful, powerful platform to reach people and to help. I hear from our listeners all the time, thanking us for the podcast, encouraging us to keep going, to do more, suggesting topics, telling us how brave we are for putting our lives out there. Yeah, you might look at it that way. You might look at it that way, but we see it as an opportunity to do something for someone. So again, oh my gosh, I'm just so grateful for the fact that I have enjoyed good health and I have access to health care. Every time I walk, I'm thankful for my mobility, thankful that I even have a wonderful, beautiful place to walk and hike. I can't help but say that in this day and age today, I am so grateful for the rights and the privileges that I still enjoy today. And I am so grateful and thankful that I have the energy to help try to protect those rights and privileges for others. Consider this. William Faulkner, who is another one of my favorite authors, once said, "Gratitude is a quality similar to electricity. It must be produced and discharged and used up in order for it to exist at all." I hope that you've heard some of the things that make up my gratitude list and that you started thinking positively about creating your own list. Or if you didn't, how about starting now? Don't you want to feel that warm, fuzzy, positive, alive feeling that you can bring about yourself? You know how to do it. Start thinking about what you're so grateful for. Build being grateful into your everyday. Make it a habit. Make it a gift to yourself. You can do it. I know you can. It doesn't take a lot of work, doesn't take a lot of effort. So what are you grateful for? So that's our episode 14. I am so grateful for. On behalf of Dr. Charlotte and myself, we hope that you have gained even one insight or heard something that inspires you to learn more, to do something, to take some action. We know this podcast is not for everybody, but we know it's for a lot of somebodies. And we want to, as usual, leave you with a little something to think about, a little quote, comment, or a saying that we call our Nanaism. And our Nanaism for this episode is a quote from Lorraine Hansberry, who was a playwright and activist. And she said, "Positive anything is better than a negative nothing." Again, a positive anything is better than a negative nothing. So I want to thank you, and I want to say take care. Please keep listening and subscribe to our podcast and leave us a comment on our Facebook. Thank you and take care.
Thank you for tuning into our podcast, Wise Black Nanas. New programs of Wise Black Nanas are on the 1st and 15th of each month. Listen in as you learn more about Wise Black Nanas, Dr. Charlotte Walker and Joanne Early. They are everyday nanas. They are not famous, not celebrities or rich, well, rich in life and its experiences. We want you to come back. Tell your friends. So, look for Wise Black Nanas podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Learn more about them and the coaching services they offer at www.wiseblacknanas.com.